Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Maestro Game production. And before we get into today's games, we have a little bit of news to go through. So first of all, as you can see on screen, we have a new addition joining us at the end of the season. So this is Myron Bodu. He is coming from AZ Alkmaar, as you can see, 115k a week. Now, not the lowest of wages, but he will be an important player. As you can see, he's currently, here we go, 3.5 star, 3.5, possibly 4-star potential going forward. So this guy is currently an international for Holland, 9 caps, 2 goals in those games, 321 games, unfortunately not scored for the youth side. He plays on the left hand side of midfield. He can play anywhere up in that front area though. He's valued currently at 5.75 and he's had quite the season. So he's currently got 7 goals from 23 games, 2 assists and 2 player of the matches. 7.1 rating. Previous to that, 6.89, 4 in 22. As you can see, 7 rating, 6.9 the season before that. Very solid addition to the team, and he's nice and young at 22 years old. So he's got plenty of room for improvement. He is either going to be our dedicated winger on that side, or he's going to be a backup. It very much depends on what we do with David and others going forward. But that is our new addition, and for a free transfer, I thought, why not gamble on him? What's the worst that could happen? We can always sell him, make a bit of money back, and that is that. But our games since the last episode, we of course have played 2. And those 2 are these. So first of all, we played Aston Villa. We had a nice away game, got an early goal through Gaetano. I believe that was a free kick. Smashes it into the goal 2 minutes in, and that was the only goal of the game. Now, as you'll see from that, their goalkeeper had a pretty good showing and kept them in the game. We then had a game against Sheffield United. Now, this one is rather disappointing. They are planted bottom of the league. Yes, we are away. Yes, it was on telly. But 1-1 draw, Palacios got us off to a nice lead, only for Butterworth to go and ruin it in the 53rd minute. And that was that game. So now we have a game against Fulham, and of course we have the first game against PSV Eindhoven. Now, for the league, we are very much stranded in European spots. So as you can see, we are aiming for top 10. We have a nice little bit of a gap from Wolverhampton Wanderers to ourselves. But Arsenal have made quite the gap between Chelsea and themselves, and us and themselves. We are very much stranded up here. Chelsea is in no man's land, stuck between Arsenal and ourselves, and we are part of a chasing group looking for the bottom 2 spots in Europe. But without further ado, let's go head on to our nice, lovely Tigers Lair and introduce Fulham to the pain that is our team. Okay, ladies and gents, it's almost kick-off time here against Fulham, and as you might have noticed, since the last segment, half of our team seem to have got the coronavirus. No, but they are actually out injured, and that is quite a problem when you look at some of the areas we actually picked up injuries in. So we're missing a couple of defenders and missing a midfielder. So our team for today, we have Jack Butland in goal. We have Gomes at left back. Beck is covering in central defence. We have Pavlovic and Lorenzo at the back. Dragomir and Pearson in central midfield. David on the left. Moura on the right. Gaetano behind Haaland. Now they are going for a good old 4-2-3-1, as are we. Looks like O'Reilly is sitting more in an attacking mid role, though, where Gaetano is of course our shadow striker. Now on the bench we have Pereira, Bigare, Sutar, Navarro, Musa, Ageria and Guindo. So let's go see what Carlos thinks. And Carlos thinks we should tell the team to do it for the fans. And for the first time ever, I think he's right. We are at home. Let's go out there and give the fans a performance worth their money. So go out there and give the fans their money's worth. There we go. 2 of them seem to have gained confidence. That is Dragomir and Gaetano. So let's head on out. The absence of Palacios is sure to be felt. How hard will it be without his services? As you can see, he picked up a sports hernia between the last segment and this one. So he's now out for 3 to 4 weeks. He's going to miss both the Eindhoven games and this one and the Chelsea game. and probably several other games. Pretty much out for the majority of the season, I would say, with that injury. Obviously, I would rather have him available, but I believe in the play selected today. Luckily for us, we have Pearson as a backup for him, and Pearson is very much a Premier League player. But Maxim comes into this match having provided some impressive midfield displays. How do you plan to stop him? He's a fine player, but we have fine players too. Are you hoping Pavlovic? Yes, I expect my central defender to do his job, as always. I don't expect him to drop in form at all. But Fulham with the early attack here in the 2.5 minutes. Gone. Pearson misses and Butland with the gather. That was rather awful defending, if I must say. Luckily we narrowed it down and just fed him straight into our goalkeeper. But Maxim has the ball once more. Mitrovic, edge of the area. You shouldn't give Mitrovic space like that, but luckily he kicks it wide. We are holding on to this draw so far. We need to do a bit more than hold on for a draw. We need to push on. Lads, get forward. Don't be sitting here letting them put pressure on you. I'm going to demand more. I don't care if this builds up into an attack. I expect more of the lads. Pavlovic, though, plays the ball up to Mora on this right-hand side. Mora coming down the right-hand wing. Nice one. Mora gets past one. Can he get across in, or will he go alone? Plays it back to Pearson, in fact. Gaetano cuts inside, plays it to Haaland. Dragomir from range, we of course know, can be a very deadly player. But Lorenzo almost wins it back. Maxim is still in possession. Maxim is cutting inside, and again, we need to stop letting them have shots like that on the edge of the area. Very dangerous to allow them shots like that. Our team is focused up though after the call. They are now all composed and one is motivated. That is of course David. We are going to demand more though, because we are still yet to go out and go get a goal. We want our goal. Of course, Bournemouth sitting behind us with 2 games in hand will be looking to leapfrog us at the earliest opportunity. So we don't particularly want to be losing this one, nor do we want to allow Tottenham the opportunity to catch up. But it is currently 0-0 here against Fulham. So we've had 9 shots, they've had 9 shots. 8 on target, they've had 3. 8 fouls to their 3 fouls. 0 yellow cards apiece, 41% possession to their 59. Our best performer has been Jack Butland. He's saved 3 and held them. 6.8. Their best performer has been also their goalkeeper, Roddick. He's got 5 saves held and a 7 rating. Struggling to perform though is Mora. He's had 7 passes completed. Whereas La Quintana with 6.6 has no reason for his poor performance apparently. Carlos finished on the team, their performance was terrible. Indeed it was. I'm far from pleased with what I just saw. Get aggressive. Yell at them. And hopefully Pearson doesn't grass me up this time. Because I did that against Sheffield United. I had to go at the lads at half-time and Pearson went to the media and told them. Lovely from my central midfielder. Goes and grasps me up to the media. Butland though plays it out to Burke. Burke, nice ball over the top, does not get to Haaland. Mawson intercepts it. Niles with the ball now. Intercepted by Mora though, headed down to Pearson. Pearson kicks it up to Haaland. Haaland collects this. Ooh, Haaland! Tight angle. I wasn't expecting the finish, and I don't think the goalkeeper either. Because that is Erling Haaland's 11th goal of the season, assisted by Ben Pearson. Lovely ball over the top. Haaland, tight angle. Hits it first time under Roddick, and that is us off to a flying start in the second half. Thank you, Haaland. And thank you, the grass that is Ben Pearson, for the lovely delivery up to him. But Lorenzo with the ball plays it up to Pearson. Pearson on the halfway line now to Lorenzo. Lorenzo on this right hand side gives it away to Maxim. Maxim cutting inside, gets past one. He's got past Pavlovic and Butland gathers it. Luckily, Pavlovic's mistake did not cost us a goal there. We are now going to look at substitutes. So, who is playing well, who is not? We've got Mora and Gaetano, who are having a rough time. We have David, who's playing okay, but looks a little tired. Haaland is looking a little tired now. I think we need to focus more on players' condition than ratings. merely because our PSV Eindhoven game is only in a few days. So we want our players at peak fitness. So Musa, you can come on and let David go rest. We then have Pavlovic. You know what? I'm going to risk it. Got to risk it for the biscuit. Sutar can come on after his disappointment of not getting into the Scotland squad. He can go in at central defence. We shall then... Haaland I kind of want to rest, but we've got Guindo. If we need Guindo, we can always use Guindo in the next game. I don't feel too bad about starting Guindo. But Butland plays it to Sutar. Sutar coming upfield now, plays it out to Lorenzo. Lorenzo down the wing to Mora. Mora, weirdly the 30-year-old is the one who isn't tired. Whereas David, I believe he's like 23, 24. He happens to be more tired than Mora. But that is another conversation for another day. Lorenzo plays it back to Butland. Butland up to Burke. Burke holding possession, plays it to Dragomir. Dragomir to Guimarães. Guimarães to Musa. Musa has help inside if he needs it. Goes alone though down the left-hand side. And he can get a lovely cross in here. Doesn't though. Gives it away to O'Reilly. Pearson collects the ball though. Pearson tries one over the top. Gets intercepted. And Niles has the ball. Niles, lovely ball over the top to O'Reilly. One-on-one with Butland. Lovely save, Jackie. Lovely job, Jackie Chan. And I really don't want to put my coffee down just because it's going to bang. So where is, hats are multi-purpose, folks. Fold it over, place my cup on top of it, and you don't have to hear me bang on a wooden table. I really want to say metal table for some strange reason. Sutar is a little nervous, our substitute. That is not a good sign. Vigore is going to come on for Lorenzo because we are struggling for defenders. So we better go rest up Lorenzo. Let him get a sit down for 10 minutes. And it goes over the bar. That would have been lovely if we could just get a second goal. But it is Fulham in possession, looking to tie the game up. Sutar heads it away though. Mora on the counter-attack, gets past one. He's got Eggers space now. He can play it through to Haaland if he needs. He's going alone though. Mora. Ooh, Roddick with the save. Roddick has of course been in great form today. Unfortunately for him, Haaland has been in even greater form with that lovely goal underneath him. But it is 1-0 here against Fulham. We've had 17 shots, they've had 21. 13 on target, they've had 9. 11 fouls to 14, 0 yellow cards to 2 yellow cards. 43% possession to 57. Our best performer, of course, has been Erling Haaland. 1 goal and an 8.8 as a result. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been their best performer. 7.2 rating, 91% passing completion ratio. Struggling to perform has been Vlad Dragomir with a 6.5 and La Quintana with a 6.6. We have 3 different milestones down here. Of course, Sutar making his competitive debut for us, and player of the match, of course, goes to Erling Haaland. Carlos thinks there's nothing particular we need to address after that, and I think that is reasonable. We had a bit of a battered squad. Well done, lads. We got through the game in the end. Wasn't too much of a scare. Fulham, of course, decent mid-table side. I will take that 1-0 victory, and we shall head on over to play PSV Eindhoven in Holland in just 4 days' time. So I will see you fine folks in Holland in just a second. Okay everyone, we've finally arrived here in Holland, specifically here in the Philips Stadium in Eindhoven. And as you'll see from behind me, the stadium is lined with many legends who have walked through the doors here in Eindhoven, so we shall have a little walk on to pitchside and have a little look at the facilities. So down the corridor, as you can see, it is lined with many players who have been here, and weirdly we have the Wilfred Bouma room, a room dedicated to the man himself, his own dedicated suite. Now, we shall head on down the corridor though, as you can see, again, lined with more pictures from down the decades. And here is our indoor seating, which is on wheels, so I would assume that is for larger substitution benches. It's a case of just wheel them out as when needed. But here is the tunnel our players will be heading out of. we shall be walking out of here ourselves right now. So here is our two little dugouts, and it's a nice lovely pitch, as you can see. Well groomed, ready for our European tie tonight. We shall have a little closer inspection, of course, which, yes, it looks pretty good. And here is the view our players will be enjoying. So you will probably be sat over here watching us when we play today's game. But without further ado, let's head on back inside, and I will see you fine folks when the match starts in a few hours. Okay, ladies and gents, it's nearly kick-off time here for our European Cup game against PSV Eindhoven. And our team to play them today will be Jack Butland in goal. We have Selic at left back, Berk and Pavlovic in central defence. Lorenzo at right back, of course. We then have Dragomir and Pearson in central midfield. David on the left, Mora on the right, Gaetano sitting behind Haaland. We then have a bench consisting of Pereira, Vigore, Guimarães, Navarro, Musa, Egeria and Guindo. So let's see who has the better 4-2-3-1. And Carlos, of course, thinks we should encourage the team, give them a bit of a morale boost. That seems reasonable to me. So, assertively, I expect you to give us a good result. Not really a morale boost now, is that? Passionately. I expect nothing but a win. I know we are underdogs here, but go out there and give the pass. But no, we've got nothing to lose. We know how good we are. Let's go show them what we're capable of. Come on, lads. Let's go show them. Let's go get a victory that we're not expected to get. Now, I have left it on positive, and you know what? Why not? Let's go positive. Why not have a bit of positivity going into today's game? Now, as you may have noticed at the end of the last episode, we did have a cup draw, not just this Eindhoven game, but the semi-finals. So if we do get past Eindhoven today, we are actually playing the winner of Zenit St. Petersburg and Chelsea. So most likely, we're probably going to verse Chelsea if we get through this leg, which could get rather interesting. Chelsea, of course, hovering around the same place in the league as us. So that would be quite the fixture. I am obviously hoping Zenit wins and we can have arguably an easier tie travelling to Zenit, but I can see us probably travelling down to London if we make it past Eindhoven. But first of all, we have to make it past Eindhoven. Not look at the Chelsea game because, well, Eindhoven's got off to a nice 1-0 lead through Mohamed Hattaren. Hattaren. Okay. Yes. I do Hattaren. I do indeed. Hattaren. I don't know what that even means, but I do. Lorenzo throws it to Pearson. Back to Lorenzo once more. Whips one in. Doesn't get to David, but Dragomir collects the ball on the edge of the area. Plays it back to Pearson. Pearson holds the ball up, going backwards to Pavlovic. Pavlovic brings it from the halfway line. Back to Pearson. Pearson to Gaetano. Mora has an overlap with Lorenzo. Lorenzo gets a nice cross. No. Plays it short to Mora. Gaetano doesn't get it. Pearson has acres of space. Dragomir. Dragomir hits the post. You don't give those players that sort of space. We almost punished them. Whips it in though. Romero clears the ball and it is Bruma. Bruma on the counter-attack coming down this right-hand side. Dispossessed by Lorenzo. Mora collects the ball. Can he get it over to the wing? No, he goes alone. Lorenzo has won it back though. Gets it off Bruma. Gaetano back to Pearson. Pearson, nice ball over the top. Haaland can't get onto the end of it though. And it just goes out for a goal kick. Zoet collecting the ball and just going to play the goal kick. Now, Selic with a throw-in. Gaetano tries to whip one in. It is blocked though, and Eindhoven are on the attack once more. Romero gets past Berk only for a second. He's dispossessed, and it's played to Dragomir. Dragomir to Pavlovic. Pavlovic to Pearson. Pearson bringing it up to the halfway line. Gaetano holds it up. Nice ball over to this left-hand side to David. David does have help in Selic if he needs. Plays it into the box though. Doesn't get Haaland, but Pearson to Gaetano. Pearson, ooh. That was almost something special. Dragomir, of course, is looking a little tired. Because, like I said, this game is only a few days after the previous. Pearson to Gaetano, though. Gaetano bringing the ball up. Will he play it out wide? No, he just runs into Hendricks. And Jimi Hendrix has the ball back once more. PSV are now just wasting time, quite frankly. They're just going to pass it about at the back, and this is rather irritating to watch. They are finally bringing it forward though. Brumer coming down this right hand side. He gets past 2. Lorenzo missing the tackle. Luckily Butland saves the shot. And we are going to demand more. Pearson is not looking the most mentally stable player at the moment. By the looks of that, I did see a flash of red next to his name. The cross does not get to David. I had to run. Gets it up to Romero. Romero has Brumer if he needs. Tries to play it across. Selick intercepts it though. Burke gets it back to Selick once more. Selick back to Burke once more. Burke goes all the way back to Butland. And that is not how you build up an attack, folks. We are going the wrong way. Butland, nice ball over to Halland though. Halland to David. David cuts inside. Playing as that inside winger, of course. And just kicks it wide. I should say inverted winger, not inside winger, but yes. Who cares about those specifics? Dumfries in possession for Eindhoven. Jimi Hendrix has the ball once more. I had to run. I will insist on calling him Jimi Hendrix. I don't care what his first name is. It is Jimmy today. But David has won the ball back for us. He's making a lovely run. Come on, David. Can you get the ball in? No, you can't. It is wide by a mile. And Eindhoven are going to take the goal kick. Beck is, of course, pressured by the feedback. I don't know why he's pressured by the feedback, but he is. And he's having an awful game, so it looks like he may be coming off at half-time, but we can't really be substituting every player who's playing bad because, like, 9 players are having a rough game. So it is Eindhoven 1, Hull City 0 here at the Philips Stadium. They've had 9 shots, we've had 13, 4 on target, we've had 4 on target, 3 fouls to 0, 1 yellow card to our 0, and 58% possession to our 42. Now, their best performer has been Ihataren. He's got 1 goal and a 7.1 as a result. Jack Butland has been our best performer. He's had a 6.7 and held 3 saves. Struggling is Romero. He's had 0 overall chances and a 6.5 for them. Struggling for us is David. He's had a 6.4 and a 0% crossing completion ratio. Now, Bayern Munich is currently 1-0 up at home to Atlanta. We have 0-0 between Valencia and Sporting Lisbon, I believe. Zenit St. Petersburg is losing 1-0 at home to Chelsea. So, Carlos, you should tell the boys it was disappointing, and I am going to do exactly that. I'm going to be aggressive. Now, I'm probably going to get grassed up by Pearson, who seems anxious. Yeah, he's probably going to go to the media and tell them all the terrible things I told them at half-time. But then he will probably get his legs broken and never play for us again. In fact, he'll probably never play football again. But Romero tries to play one over the Butland, and Butland saves it. We have a few frustrated and anxious players out there, so we are going to make some substitutions. Mora is currently frustrated, so you know what, Mora, get your backside off the pitch. If you are going to be frustrated, we don't need you on the pitch. In fact, no. No. No, 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 no. We are going to do this. We are going to go, David, go play up there. You are going to play as a supportive, complete forward. We are there. Actually, what do you prefer? No, you prefer advanced forward. You're okay. You can be an advanced forward. We shall do that. We'll have David and Haaland up there. Mora can drop into central. No. Mora, behave. You shall drop into central midfield. We shall then bring on Navarro. Navarro now can be our advanced playmaker. He can swap to this side. So we need to make it on that side. Pearson, you can then drop down here. We shall go with a nice diamond. He shall be our anchor man. And we shall play very much like that. We then have Guindo if we need, who is struggling. David is having a rough one, but we have swapped his position around. So maybe he will pick it up. Dragomir is looking a little tired and is having a rough game. So what can we do about the Dragomir situation? Ageria, you can come on for Dragomir. Now, Ageria doesn't particularly like being back here, but what does he prefer? He prefers to be a playmaker. So Navarro, unfortunately, you cannot be our playmaker today. We shall do that, and hopefully, in fact, we are going attacking. Forget the positive mentality, we're going to demand more. and we shall go with that. We shall push on forward and hopefully bring us back into the game. So Lorenzo to Haaland back to Lorenzo, nice cross in, David. Oh, David. Doing much better now we've pushed him up into that striker role. He's actually getting nearer to the goal, unfortunately not getting it in the goal. So that is, come on, show some passion, lads. Little bit of passion. We want our passion fruit. Pavlovic now with possession. Tries to whip one over the top. Does not get it to David, and Ihatran gets the ball back. They are back on the attack. And Sadik gets it to Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix plays it out to the left-hand side. Rosero gets dispossessed by Selic. Selic, nice ball down the wing to David. David, you're not a winger anymore. You are a striker, my friend. Cuts inside, and can he get shot off? He's forced the save. And we have a corner. Don't know why I want to say goal kick. But Gaetano rips one in, but Zoet collects it with ease, and we are now back in the struggle bus. So, what are we going to do on this struggle bus? Pearson, you can go here. Nigeria, you can go here. Now, Gaetano, how do you feel, my friend? Gaetano, you are having a rough one. We need to get a goal back. So, you know what? Guindo, get up there. Advance forward. Swap round with Haaland. You can... No, come on. Press him forward. And then advance forward. And then swap you two. Thank you. Thank you, game, for doing as I wish. You can be a defensive. You can go advance. No. You know what? We'll go double Mazzala. Why not? Double Mazzala. We'll get a little bit creative in this situation, because we kind of need to. We are 1-0 down. We could do with getting that away goal, but it doesn't look like we shall be getting an away goal at all. We are unfortunately going to walk away from the Philips Stadium with a 1-0 loss. So they had 18 shots, we had 17. 10 on target, we had 6. 6 fouls to our 10, 1 yellow card apiece. 56% possession to our 44. Lucasen was their best performer. He had a 7.2 and an 88% passing completion ratio. Our best performer was weirdly the guy who conceded. 6.9 for Jack Butland, who held 8 saves. Now, struggling to perform was David. He had a 6.3 and 0% crossing completion ratio. For them was Romero. 2 overall chances was his problem. He had a 6.3 as a result too. Selic made his 250th career appearance. So, player of the match, of course, went to their defender, Lucasen, and that was quite a disappointing result. Don't be too hard on the team. It was a tough result to take. Now, as it said, we wasn't the favourites to win it, so despite the result, I am pleased. No, I'm not really pleased. Unlucky boys, it wasn't to be. Don't want to be too hard on the lads. We do have a game against Eindhoven in a few days. And we also have a game against Chelsea in 3. So we don't want to put their morale down too much, because I don't see us winning this Chelsea game, quite frankly. I feel like Chelsea is probably going to destroy us in this, and then we are going to go to Eindhoven on a 2-game loss. But that was today's games. Dragomir, of course, picking up a tight 5. That is not going to help the situation at all. I will see you fine folks back for the next episode. Hopefully even see you tomorrow for Sunday Surprise. But in the next episode, we will, of course, play the second Eindhoven game, and we will then have an away game to Wolverhampton Wanderers. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Maybe not so much this last game, but I hope you enjoyed the video as a whole, and I hope you all have a lovely night. Goodbye.